Ahoy here! This is author Joe Callahan, former third-class quartermaster in the Navy Reserve, and I'd like to share with you some of the adventures that I had while I was on active duty, both on active duty and in the reserves. I wrote a book about it. It's called Adventures in Navy Land. This is one of the stories that you'll find in my book, and I think you'll enjoy it. I don't know what exactly to call this. This is a particular incident that happened while I was in boot camp at the Great Lakes. It turns out that in our company we had people from all over the country participating, and we happened to have these three guys from Brooklyn, and one of them was a bully type, and he had his two little flunkies that were following him around. Now one particular day they had us out marching on the parade grounds with rifles, and the reserves unfortunately had never taught us much about marching. And here they're trying to teach us, and we were so bad we looked like, a lot of the older people remember the TV show called F Troop. We were like that. They go to the rear march, you turn around, you bump into the guy behind you because he didn't hear it. Now to make matters worse, there was a blizzard swirling outside. There was high winds blowing and the snowdrops just coming down in circles all around you. And it's early in the morning, and we're out marching on the parade ground. We were so bad they kept breaking us down into smaller and smaller groups until finally they grabbed a guy who happened to be, they had us in a column of 2, 13 people. Well, they grabbed the guy on the end and said, "Here, you count cadence." Well, unfortunately they picked the head bully from Brooklyn, and he didn't know what he was doing any more than the rest of us. So he's counting cadence. We're marching along in a column of 2. There's 12 of us. I was at the front on the left-hand side. Now as we were marching along in this blizzard, he's not yelling loud enough. So I'm marching straight ahead, and all of a sudden I felt lonely, and I looked to my side, and there was nobody there. Everybody had gone off to the right, and they're marching down that way. And I said, whoops, and I went running and caught up with him. So when I caught up with him and got in line, he goes, "Squad halt." Now we were all of the same rank. We were seaman apprentice. Nobody there had any authority over anybody else. Well, this clown comes up to me and he thought, here's somebody I can push around. My live and let live attitude makes a lot of bullies think, here's somebody I can just step all over. But what they don't know is they're playing with nitroglycerin, because when I explode, I blow them apart. You're dealing with a Kentucky Irishman. That's danger. This clown didn't know that. But anyway, he comes up to where I was, and he's standing off to the side of me, and he goes, "Callahan," and he's using all this profanity. I call it moron mouth language. Only morons talk like that when they try to communicate. They can't communicate intelligently, so why not speak like a moron? So he's using all this profanity on me, and he's going, "Don't you know your left from your right? And when I say to the right, you go to the right." And I thought, what's the best way to deal with this idiot? And I thought the best way to deal with him is ignore him. He has no authority to be talking to me like that. So I turned to the guy next to me and I said, "I don't believe this weather." I said, "I think it's going to snow." Now all this time this blizzard's coming down. He said, "I think so too." I said, "I wish I was back in Florida." I said, "It's 85, this was in May." I said, "It's 85 degrees back where I come from." And he said, "I wish I was in Florida too." So he's helping me carry on the conversation. And meanwhile, this guy's just running his mouth with all these ignorant remarks, and he's lucky that I was being calm about it. So it turns out one of his little flunkies was standing behind me, and he didn't like the fact that I was ignoring him, so he shoves me in the right shoulder blade, and he says, "Hey you, that's you he's talking to." And I turned and looked over my shoulder at him, and I said, "Yeah, you better tell him to shut up before he gets in trouble." So the fool just kept running his mouth, "You F this, you idiot that, you GD this," you know, and I thought, I've had about enough of this moron mouth. So I turned and faced the clown, and I held my rifle like this, and I looked him in the eyes, and I said, "If you don't want this rifle butt to become part of your butt, you better shut up right now." And he puts his hands on his hips and he said, "Oh yeah." And I thought, well, I'll try to stop in time, and if I do, he's lucky. If I don't, he's unlucky. And I swung the rifle butt, and I stopped within a half an inch of his chin. I said, "Oh yeah," and I swung the rifle butt up, and I stopped within a half inch. He turned whiter than that snow. And he started apologizing all over the place. He said, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get you upset. I don't know what was making me talk like that. I'm very sorry. I understand. You know, I don't know any more than you do." And he couldn't say enough to apologize. And I said, "Well, I think you should apologize. Just who the hell do you think you are to talk to me like that?" And so anyway, that was my story of part of my boot camp adventures. Boot camp adventures is one of the most exciting adventures in the book. It's unbelievable, the things that go on. Adventures in Navy Land runs a gamut of emotions. You'll be crying, you'll be angry, you'll be laughing. There's such a variety of emotions on the various adventures I had while I was serving both in the reserves and on active duty. I'm certain that you'll enjoy it, and whether you were in the military or not in the military, Adventures in Navy Land is an excellent read. I highly recommend it. Of course, I'm the author, I'm a little bit prejudiced, but I would like to invite you to come visit my website at www.fireoflovebooksllc.com. There you can purchase your very own copy of Adventures in Navy Land or get one to share with others. Also, I would like to encourage you to please help me get the word out about this. Tell people about my site on YouTube. If they put 123 It's Me Able into the search box on YouTube, just like you, they can see this adventure and some of the others that I share. Also, they'll be able to see some of the poems from my book, 21st Century Psalms. Navy Land, like I say, also is available on Amazon.com. When you visit there, you can read some sample chapters. So please pick up your copy either on my website or on Amazon, and I'm certain you'll enjoy it. It's a nice book, 180 pages of 32 exciting adventures. So I'd like to sign off for now. God bless. Bye.